quick little garden tour today. Got lots of bulbs coming up in the flower beds and around some trees and things, and there's some crocuses. That's the rhubarb patch that we put in the front lawn last year. And this is where I had the dahlias last year. I think I've decided that cut flowers are going to go here this year because I did have a couple plants come up with gall, and there's kind of conflicting information about how long that can last in the soil. So over where the cut flowers were last year, there's still that one remaining bed that has to be moved, but we'll get over there. I think the dahlias are going to go over there, but we'll check out what's going on in the vegetable garden. So lots of garlic coming up, looking really good. This is music garlic here, and then I had a section of German white here. This is an ornamental allium, and then I did plant a few anemones to fill in the rest of that space there. I planted, I think there's 100 ranunculus in this bed. They're way too close together, but I don't know, I did it anyway just to see. So this is probably closer to like 5-inch spacing. I think I did 6-inch spacing last year, but anyway, we'll see how they grow. They're doing good so far. They've been in there for, I don't know, 4 or 5 days. These are mostly perennial things in here. I did plant, these are a few bulbils that I had last year. I think they are, what's this tag say? Red Russian, I think. This is a hascap. If I can find the name of it, I'll put it up on the screen here. I can't recall right offhand. I think that's a random garlic that was left over because there's garlic everywhere, guys, like all over the garden, you never know. Over in the corner there, that is comfrey. This is a garlic chive, and this was a garlic chive too. It was older than the other one, and I don't think it survived, and I'm not entirely sure what happened to it. It was big and beautiful last year. I'm not sure. And these are a couple just regular chives. One is pink, has pink blossoms, and one is the standard purple. And over in that section there, between that one random, actually all around, I think that one random garlic and up until the comfrey, I planted some spinach a few days ago too. So over in this bed we have, this is kind of like my little nursery bed right now. It's got a lot of perennials, so a lot of the space, these are delphiniums that I ordered the seed from, I think it's called New Zealand delphiniums, last year, and planted them as little seedlings, and they're looking awesome. They had started to bloom. There's a few different kinds here. These ones are coming up purple. I think that's another random garlic. They're looking really good, and they were just starting to bloom last year, and the deer ate them. So I might have to figure out some deer protection here for them before too long. And in between this row and this row, I planted a row of spinach as well. I'm going to interplant all of this probably, but I just haven't got around to it. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 rows of that. I think I did lose one in the middle there, but everything else made it. Then I did have some Iceland Poppies, but this is the lone remainder. I had some more going this way. Only one made it all winter. I have a few more seedlings that I will put out here, but I haven't got them planted yet. Then we had some echinacea So I think this is it just starting to come up. They were just baby seedlings last year that I started from seed. And there's a few different kinds. I had white swan, green twister, and your standard purple. I had a sedum that I took cuttings from and stuck those in here. This is one too. It's a little farther behind. I think this is more like your standum, what's it called? Autumn Fire or something like that. And then this is a purple one. I had a couple yarrows that were started from seed. I think these two are yellow and I think that one's white. There's another rando garlic. I have a Shasta daisy there. And then I have 4 geum plants, which I've never grown before. Those were started, all of these things were started last year. So I'm really excited to hopefully see the geum bloom this year. Here we have more garlic and things. So these are actually my potato onions here. So I think most of them survived. I think I lost a couple right there, but I think most of them survived. Then I had some shallots. I know I definitely lost quite a few of those. I think only about half survived. And then we move into garlic. So these were, I had those bulbils, the third year bulbils, and a lot of them had started dividing into individual cloves, but they were very small, so I planted those here, and then the bulbils are here. They get smaller as we move this direction. The largest ones were planted like here. So the very first year bulbils are just starting to come up, and they're really small when they grow. I think you can see the size difference there. So this is gonna look almost like a row of blades of grass, and I'll definitely show you that later. But so that's mostly garlic and things. I decided in December, for whatever reason, to plant more garlic because, you know, it didn't seem like I had enough. I'm not sure what I was thinking. There's tons of it. So this little bed has garlic planted as well, and it was planted much later than the other things, so it'll be interesting to kind of have some comparisons of some different timings of plantings to kind of see. I think this was more music. I have it written on my master spreadsheet, but it'll be neat to kind of see the comparisons of how they grow. So before we get too far over there, we'll go swing around and look at these beds. This just has a sage plant, and this is that rugosa rose that was Jarrett's grandmother's that we took a cutting of last year or the year before. The year before, I guess. And the rest of this, I don't think I planted anything. So we'll be getting stuff in here before too long. This bed, I planted Egyptian walking onions on this side, so they're all coming up. Most of them were just little bulbils. I had one clump that I dug up and divided, so there were some larger bulbs in here. You can see kind of the stalks where those ones were, and the rest were just the bulbils that those plants produce. And then on this side, I had a package of 30, I think, of daffodils that I just stuck in here because I had nowhere, I hadn't pre-planned it and didn't know where to stick them. So they're all just starting to come up too. So let's go this way. This is the strawberry and asparagus bed. Strawberries are growing well. Few little asparagus plants just starting in a couple weeks, probably a lot more. Nothing in this bed yet. It needs topped up. I had some snapdragons at the back there that I was wondering if maybe they would overwinter, but I don't think they did. So I'll dig those out, and I have 200 more to plant. There's also nothing in this bed. I haven't got these ones cleaned out yet. At the back there are some Jerusalem artichokes planted. I think I stuck, believe it or not, more garlic here. I don't know if they made it. Oh, there's one right there. They were, can you see it? They were also planted quite late. I have some, I think there's 80 tulips planted at the back here, and I was pleasantly surprised to see that I think 7 of 8 Rudbeckia plants. Sorry guys, it's been a long day. So 7 of 8 Rudbeckia plants overwintered. So I'm definitely going to try more of that this year. So we've got the arch fixed. It had kind of lost its shape in one of our storms, but most of the bed's cleaned up. Everything looking very good. Over here, I transplanted. I had a summer berries yarrow patch in the vegetable garden, so I transplanted that over here the other day, and a few little offshoots that I subdivided off of that plant. There's nothing else planted in here currently, and it hasn't been cleaned up yet, but that won't take very long. And this is the bed that we've had to move for like the last year or two now and haven't done it yet. Mainly because I can't decide where I want to put my raspberries. So there's a couple of lavender plants here. There's another chive plant. This is also a purple one. This is one that I started from seed. Coming up, looking good. The rhubarb was here last year. We planted it to that front bed in anticipation of moving this bed, and then never got anything else moved out of it. There's blueberries in here, and hascaps, blackberries, and raspberries. We have 2 different kinds of raspberries, a gold and a traditional red raspberry. You can check out last year's garden video. I have all the names and everything listed there, but these raspberries have really started suckering, and I think now is a good time to get them moved. I just can't decide where I want to put them. So we'll check out the perennials. So this garden is in desperate need of weeding, but we've got lots of fun things coming up. There's a lot of foxglove coming up. It mostly self-seeded. Same with these. I planted 5 little bulbs of fireworks alliums probably like 6 years ago, whatever year I built this bed, maybe 7 or 8 years ago now actually, I think. And there's all kinds of seedlings and things coming up from them from last year. Last year they just looked like little teeny tiny blades of grass, and they're already bigger this year than they were last year, along with a bunch of weeds and also more foxglove. So this is going to be fun to sort out. There's I haven't, as you can see, I haven't done a whole lot of garden cleanup yet. I like to leave a lot of it as long as possible for, you know, beneficial bugs and stuff. The vegetable garden is a different story. I like to get it cleaned up a little earlier. I like to try to get stuff planted out there as soon as I can. But that's a daylily. This is a hosta. We've got some sedums and things. This is where that purple sedum lives, and the green one lives right there. We've got irises coming up, some alliums, some random tulips, lots of weeds. There's some pinks and sea thrift over there. That's a hollyhock. We've got a couple peonies in here. There's some lilies. So I'd like to get this all cleaned up and looking good. Then we have this bed over here. There's some old spent snapdragons that I'm going to rip out. There's a couple of hostas. I think they're gonna look pretty good this year. This should be, I bought them 2 years ago, so this will be their third growing season. They were just teeny tiny babies when I bought them. There's some Columbine in here just starting to come up. Our lilac is, I think, officially taller than me now. A few different grasses, more lavender. If you can't tell, I pretty much love lavender. There's some tulips. A few other little things. Another chive, believe it or not. This one has white blossoms. I am going to transplant it though, because it's too, now that these lavender have grown up some, there's not enough room for all of them there. There's some peony roots I planted in here last year. I'm not sure all of them survived. I know 2 of them for sure did. There's a yarrow. We have Oriental Poppies, and the name is escaping me right now of what this is. It's a really good greenery plant. I think it's called like a, I can't remember. I'll put the name up on screen. There's some more tulips. That's phlox. We've got lots of dead baskets. And this side mirrors the other side. It's a little further along. It gets a little more sun. This is a nepeta here. I think the one on the other side died, so I might move this and get something else to put here. And another matching yarrow. And then around here, where we started with some bulbs. I think these are some daffodils there too, and these are some, I think they're called reticulata, iris reticulata. We lost one in the middle there. They started really early, and then we had another cold snap, and that was one of the first blooms up, and it got damaged beyond repair, I think. But they're looking really good. There's multiple blossoms per bulb this year. Last year was their first year, so they're looking really good. And these are some muscari. Oh, I have to show you my, they're not open right now, but these are my beautiful yellow crocuses. There's also some daffodils up here. Some overwintered violas. I planted these daffodils in the woods like 10 years ago when I first moved into this house, and they're always by far the first things up. There's one almost ready to flower. So far ahead of everything else. I don't know if it's their age or just that they're in this sheltered, I mean, they're basically in the woods. So that is the first tour of the season. Hopefully many more to come. Thank you for watching.